Hello, so Signash fan back, and this time we are going to talk about Gato. Now, Gato is a very tricky character that has a lot of options. I would definitely consider him more on the technical side because of how many options he has to open his opponent up. He has a stance, back turn, where he has plenty of options from that, and he also comes with a demon flip like attack where he has a lot of options from there. So I'm going to try to explain all of these options as best as I can so you guys can pick up Gato today. Alrighty, let's talk about Gato's normals. So Gato's far A is going to be used in some combos into his palm punch. Gato's stand B is not special cancelable but will be super cancelable. A unique thing about Gato's stand C and stand D, they actually do move him forward. So in some instances where you wouldn't get a whiff punish, you can actually get a wild punish. And while we are on the topic of good pokes, do not forget about Gato's crouch C, because it kind of reminds me of a crouch medium punch from Street Fighter, so it is a very good poke and with punish. Now, one interesting fact about Gato is all of his close normals are actually plus. Close stand A is +1. Close stand B is +3. Close stand C is +2 even without a feint. And close stand D hits twice and is +3. So this man is actually blessed with all of the plus frames to open you up. Now let's peep these normals on hit. So his close stand A can just link into itself, give you an easy B&B. His close stand B will actually give you +6, meaning you can link a close stand C. His close stand C when feinted is actually the GOAT. If you feinted with his forward feint, he'll be +8, meaning he can link a crouching C into a full combo route. And like I showed before, his close stand D will hit twice. It is +5, meaning you can link a crouching A into a combo. Gato also comes with 2 command normals. Now, one command normal is going to be very familiar if you watch my Marco guide. Gato has a command overhead that is going to come out at 19 frames, give him +5 on hit, and he will be able to link a crouch A into a special move. Now this does come with the same weakness as Marco. If the overhead is blocked and it was not off of a meaty setup, you are unfortunately -8, so you will be getting punished. Gato's other command special will be his forward B, which is a hopping kick. It does low crush, and the interesting thing about this move, if you hit it from a specific range, it will actually give you a combo. Now, unique to Gato and Hotaru, they are actually able to turn their bodies mid-air off of full jumps and get cross-ups that they actually should not be able to get. So let's get into Gato's special moves. So of course, I've been showing this whole video. He is going to be able to combo into that palm strike off of most of his combos for a small B&B. You can also use the EX palm to get more extended combo routes with the rest of his EX special moves. And next we're going to talk about Gato's uppercut. He has a 5-frame uppercut. He has a DP break, and of course he has an EX DP. So you're going to make your opponent jump a lot because this character does come with a command grab. So anytime your opponent jumps, you already know you're going to have that DP break on deck. All right, now to the tricky part. Now, Gato has a back turn stance. Yes, I said it. In a 2D fighting game, this character has a back turn stance. So if you are familiar with like a Leo from Guilty Gear, or maybe a Helena from DOA, or maybe even a Xiao Yu from Tekken, then you will be familiar with the back turn stance because that means you can get pretty mixy. Now, while you are in Gato's back turn stance, if you press A, he will cancel out of the stance completely. If you press B, he will counter. Now, while he performs this counter, the counter beats highs, mids, lows, and supers. I know, it sounds kind of OP. This counter only loses to throws. If you press C while Gato is in back turn stance, he would do a 3-part strike. Now, the last hit of this strike can be hyper defended. So I will say, as players get better, it will be easy to hyper defend that last hit. So I would say beware of that. But I do have a little bit of counterplay if somebody wants to start hyper defending that I will show a bit later. If you cancel out a Gato's C attack, he will only be -2. So that's a pretty safe way to get out of stance. But remember, you still have that counter. And last but not least, if your opponent wants to be Mr. Stand there, guess what? You have a command grab so you can open your opponent up. And unique to Gato, since he can cancel out of his stance with the A, some combos that would not be possible actually become possible. So with this combo, I'm basically canceling out of the palms. And once I'm canceling out of that, I'm +6, so I can actually link a stand A into a combo. Now, the EX version of the palm strike is actually +3 when you cancel, so you can keep your pressure going. And back on the topic of hyper defense. So, like I said before, that palm strike can be hyper defended on the last hit, but there's a bit of counterplay if your opponent tries to strike after that hyper defense. And for your opponents that opt to try to guard cancel after that hyper defense, you still have the counter option. And last but not least, let's talk about Gato's last special move, which is basically his version of the demon flip. So when you do flip A, he will do an explosion on the ground that does count as a projectile. So it can be used as a zoning tool, but it can also be used as an offensive tool depending on which version you use. The B version does not flip him very far, but the D version actually flips him very far. So varying your versions is going to be very important as Gato. Knowing how to space your projectile blast with Gato is going to be the key to not only zoning, but putting pressure on the opponent. Now, when you do the B version of his flip, he will do this flying kick. And the flying kick not only is good in combo routes, as you have seen of some of the combos I've already showed, but it is also a very good anti-air as well. Now, his next option out of the flip is going to be his C option, which is going to be a very, very low dive kick. Now, while the dive kick does say it is -1, you can actually alter the timing and fish for counter hits. The EX version is actually a much more plus dive kick and actually will give you an even better combo on hit. Now lastly, Gato will come with a low slide that you generally will not be doing on block unless it is a meaty setup. It's generally going to be used in some combo routes to get extensions. Gato is going to come with two different supers. One is going to be fully invul, and the other is going to work in most situations. However, the Oki is going to be pretty poor. And as you see, the Oki is pretty bad on that one. It knocks the opponent full screen. It only does 230, while the other super is actually invul and will do more damage and give you better Oki. Gato is one of the scariest characters in the game, and once mastered, he could become a big threat in the current meta. Vox has been highly requested on my YouTube page, so guess what? The next guide will be Vox. Until next time, peeps, peace.